Alright, okay. So we'll just give you guys a bit of background info. So we both enrolled in a winter term unit and it was called Creativity. We did a 5-day workshop and we actually found it quite interesting. At the beginning we were kind of unsure what creativity was, like what the unit sort of consisted of. But yeah, it was quite interesting. We learned about like different creative problem solving like methods, and most people use them like in their day-to-day life without knowing what they are and how to actually use them and what the different problems they appeal to. So obviously today we're just going to be talking to you about one in particular.
So more as to how brainstorming fits into time management. So
yeah, so that's what we're going to be focusing on, that particular thing. So does anyone know any creative problem solving theories or methods? No? Okay. Well, brainstorming is one. It's probably one of the most popular methods. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, like Carla just said. But before we begin, we decided we'll do a little bit of an ice-breaking game. And the point of it is, sometimes when you have a problem and you need to find an answer or like an idea or something, it's always good to sort of look at that problem from an alternative perspective, because then you might be able to understand it better.
And also allow yourself to have incubation time. Sorry.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's the point. So with this game, just talk amongst yourselves and find a partner. And so we're going to use a metaphor. So sometimes using a metaphor with a problem can kind of help you to understand it a bit better. So with accounting, you can think of accounting and think of a metaphor for accounting. So an example of this could be, so say if someone thinks of accounting as something that's like all these different pieces that come together to make one, it can be like accounting is like a puzzle. So it's like their metaphor for accounting. So we'll give you a few minutes. You can talk. So do you guys want to share?
Sure. Do you want to go first?
You can.
Okay. So has anyone seen the movie Gangs of New York?
No.
Okay. It's about all these, back in the 1800s, where there was all these gangs in New York and they all had their different sort of style, right? So accounting firms are like gangs of New York, right? So each one of them has their own colours, you know, like represent. And so for example, you know, when we move to the foreshore, we're going to be like a boutique-y high-end firm sort of thing. So we're like the Fifth Avenue firm.
Nice.
I like that one. That's very
cool,
cool,
aren't they? Yes. We are like, you know, on trend. And then you've got like the country bumpkin firms, and you've got like, you know, the big four. They've just got their own like sort of way to wear their hats and all that type of stuff. They carry their pen pop, you know, that. So everyone's got their own thing going on. You can pick which firm you represent.
I like that one. That's
Very good.
You can see you definitely looked outside the box.
Okay, cool. So that was very good. Like I said before, we're focusing on the use of brainstorming to find a solution to the problem of time management. Okay, so Carla, did you want to? We'll give you a bit of theory and background of what brainstorming actually is.
So brainstorming is considered the most popular form of creative thinking. So everyone, as Remy stated before, everyone uses it in everyday life, whether you know you're using it or not, because you have to, you know, think outside the box and you have to work out different types of thinking processes. And so in brainstorming, any answer is, it can be wild. There's no closed minded answers. Also, there is a few theories to brainstorming, and one of the theories is implemented by Alex Osborne. I'm not going to go fully into detail with you guys because it probably, you know, one ear out the next, but Alex Osborne did create the Osborne Pars model, and that was actually known to be the most important, most used brainstorming like theory. And so, as I said before, it is common in creative problem thinking. There are two different types to brainstorming as well. There is a convergent and a divergent thinker. So this means that individuals who think in a structured manner can effectively use this technique as individuals, as well as individuals who actually think more freely. And so I've given you, so Remy and I both gave you a little sheet there that consists of 3 pages, and it also, 2 pages. It also provides you with all different references at the back, because we had to provide you with our references, but also how you can implement brainstorming in time management. So on the second page, it's provided you with a example, and the example is I kind of referenced it back to email. So some people might think that you know, how can you implement brainstorming in emails, and how can brainstorming be connected to time management? And there is a 6-step process to brainstorming, which which is on the sheet. I'm not actually going to go fully into detail with you, but that is a way you can implement it into time management. So if you want, you can, after the training session, go back, sit at your desk and try and go through each process. You don't actually have to, there is 6 steps to it, but you don't have to always implement each 6 steps, because you might actually totally go past it. Does anyone have any questions as we're going through this?
Can I just say also, an advantage of brainstorming is that it appeals to all different types of learners, thinkers. So say with like some of the other methods and theories, only, so say synetics, for example, is a creative problem solving method, and it's like more structured, and it appeals to someone who like can take or can more effectively use structure, whereas brainstorming appeals to both types of people. So people who like prefer structure, and people who sort of just like don't really like structure and just have everything crazy everywhere. So that's another good thing about brainstorming, is that it can appeal to more users, and it's more easier to use. So yeah, its flexibility is another advantage as well. So that's why we
and also it works best in groups. So that's why we're one big group helping to answer, for example, figure out how time management can be used in brainstorming.
So like if you ever have a problem and you're trying to figure it out like individually on your own, sometimes it's better to just come together in a group and sort of jot down different solutions and ideas, and you might actually find that you can find a solution easier, because as I said, when you come together in a group, there's like everyone has different sort of thinking styles and learning styles, so you might end up finding better and more solutions. Yeah. Okay, so now to the problem.
Yeah, so our problem that we're going to discuss with you is, we'll write it down. So it is time management. So how can I better manage my time during work hours?
Okay, so if you guys want to just as a group, jot down different, whatever comes to mind. It doesn't have to be a specific answer, but just different ways you think you can improve your time management, or even if you have like a solution or a way to
that best works for you,
organize things or prioritize your tasks for the day. It can be anything, so just whatever comes to mind, just jot it down and discuss between you guys, and then we'll write it up.
Okay. So we'll give.
So the rules of brainstorming are: you evaluate after the session, you don't evaluate or judge during. And
Yeah, so no judging guys.
yeah, and
Anyone
it's
else.
so go from quantity. So the more ideas, the more solutions, the better. And so there's no such thing as wrong or right, like anything. And also encourage wild ideas. So the wilder, the better.
Something that you know is not working to the best of its advantage, and you think that it needs work.
You could
as
improve.
well, that it can be improved. That you can use brainstorming to help better manage.
You just write slash prioritize. Yeah. Because that's good as well. Hey guys, sorry about my story. It's not very important.
That's right.
PISC. Cool.
One thing that I've started to do,
Yes.
and this is a result of the 4 training sessions we had. I only had one take-home message from all that, but when I get given sort of random tasks,
Yes.
I always sort of ask how long it's going to take, because what that training session sort of said was if anything is only going to take between 2 to 5 minutes, then you do it immediately. That way the small jobs don't get added on top of all your other jobs.
So you've forgotten about.
Yeah, so all the small jobs that I get, it doesn't matter from any senior, from anyone else. I just initially ask, is it going to take me 5 minutes? Then I do it then.
Great.
Oh,
Okay, I came up with a few more office-orientated sort of time management things. Some will make you laugh. So one would be like no Facebook / no phone or limiting phone use. That I think would effectively increase everyone's time management.
So like those
distractions around you, e.g. phone. Also, one of the good time management tool, which is a bit out of the box, is actually I've found that if the room is colder, people are more alert, so not having like all this warmth and whatever. Apparently it's a study that's been proven. And also having a timesheet open, so tracking actively your time during the day. So not leaving your timesheet to the afternoon or the next day, like you're doing it as you go along. You're more conscious of, okay, I need to finish this by say 9 o'clock versus, oh my god, it's 10 o'clock, where's my time gone? And what's that? Okay, so yeah, liaise with manager on priorities. Obviously that increases your time management because they can assist you in prioritising your work because you might not know which one is urgent. And then the other thing I often do for time management is basically with tasks, emailing myself the tasks and flagging them, and then I've got them flagged, and you can see when you haven't flagged them yet, so you've got them recorded to act on, because those things often don't go into Job Manager, so then it helps you not forget, and then you can go through them during the day and go, okay, I'll allocate an hour for these and get these little jobs, as you said, done. Okay, thanks, that's fine.
Cool. I added like BCing yourself into client emails there as well, as Gabby has stated, because that actually helps, because then you can flag the job so you know you can chase up the client.
Or if you've asked someone in the admin team to do something as well, so you can follow up and make sure it's been done.
Yeah.
I said working on one job at a time, rather than sort of starting a job and thinking, oh, I've got this small thing, I'll just quickly get this done, and then going back to the other job. So you sort of, and then when you go back to the other job, you sort of think, oh, now where was I? And you've got to sort of spend an extra few minutes to think about where you were.
Yeah.
Writing a list of what to do that day. So if you get into work and you sort of sit there and go, okay, well, what have I got? What's on my job list? What's a sort of
so like lists, like a checklist kind of thing.
Yeah, so before that day, Michael said I need this done by the end of the day, and sort of thing. And sort of just allocating time. I know sort of Gabby, like what Gabby does is allocates time in the morning to go through all her emails and work out what she needs to do and sort of that sort of thing.
Chocolate in the morning. Is that brainstorm?
That's okay.
That's wild ideas are perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's for brainstorm. So if you have chocolate in the morning, you will have a very high energy, so you work very smart, so you get some time.
Do you reckon like morning teas?
But
see,
in serious, I think just now is Sarah already mentioned. I think is one is concentration on your current task. Yeah. And the second is you must have a determination to solve the difficult problems. When sometimes why we delay because oh yeah, that's difficult, okay, I need tomorrow to do it.
Yeah.
Then you always pick up again. So every time you pick up, you have to think about it.
Yeah.
So every time if you meet this problem, no, I will solve this way or that way. So if I do that way, I think we will short the time for this job itself.
I agree 100%. Like procrastination, like avoid procrastination on jobs and pick your crappiest, most hated job to do first thing in the morning and get it out of the way, which I tried to do this morning, but again,
Things
conscious of your forward outcome.
Not the chasing by the clients.
Preempt situations.
Okay, that's not
So like obviously if you send out, for example, if there's a penalty that goes out in the mail, obviously the next effect of that will be an angry client. So if we preempt that, you go, okay, before we send this out, we should contact the client and liaise with them. We save time management because we saved time on the other end, we saved the hoo-ha, we've saved the upset client versus, 2 minutes at the start versus 20 minutes at the end.
About like goal setting and like setting your own deadlines, like
So that kind of goes towards a to-do list. So we provided you all with a to-do
another
list.
thing, what about like rewards? So I don't know, if there's like a reward if you complete something, aren't more people like motivated to get that thing complete? So you could like set yourself your own little reward, like
dinner with Damien.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot me.
Yeah, so like
I need to
you
go.
really feel like a coffee, sort of go, okay, well I'll finish this first.
and then
And
I'll
then
have
I
coffee.
Yeah.
Rather than
Finish
going
this
first, then I'll go to the toilet. That's a good example. Does anyone else have that one?
Yes.
I do
Extra
extra.
one.
I sort of go,
That's-
just don't just
That's
stop
not
it.
good for your body. If you really need to go, you hold that.
Yes. But yeah, going back to a to-do list, as Sarah had stated, she does do a to-do list and we provided you all with one. I find these for myself are the best effective way of time management. So every couple of days I will rewrite my task list. I'll have a list of all the jobs I know I have to bill because I do some other jobs on the side. And for example, if I have to call a client, you can pop it underneath there so you know you have to contact the client. If you're not good at always checking your flagged items on your emails, if you have a lot, tasks, you can just list all your tasks there, because then if you have them, in front of you, you're continuously looking at them, they're continuously going through your brain, so you know that you have to finish off them and you're not going to procrastinate on them.